Commissioner Erickson Gall. Here. Commissioner Joliet.
Here.
Commissioner Johnson.
Here.
You have quorum.
Thank you very much. Everyone
Oh,
kindly.
and I'm sorry, we also have Commissioner Woodward as ex officio.
Yes. Kindly stand and who hasn't done it in a while? Commissioner Lubes, would you be so kind as to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And just in case you didn't hear it, if you could kindly refresh your iPads there. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes dated September 9th, 2025. Moved by Commissioner Lube, seconded by Commissioner Erickson Gall. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Minutes have been approved. I would entertain a motion to approve today's agenda. No one else has a paper copy, so just a reminder, it's the digital agenda. Moved by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Lubes. All in favor of approving today's agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The agenda's been approved. All right, so we've got public comment now. A reminder, we have changed to doing just one public comment, so this is your chance, public, to come talk to us about anything. If you're here to comment, please move to the head of the table. No?
Head of the table?
Oh, yes, kindly head of the table. And you'll have 3 minutes. Give us your name, where you live, and go ahead.
My name's Walter Mercino. I live in Orion Township. I'm here today to address the incident with Commissioner Saki. There was an independent investigation done. The findings were turned over to the legal department, your legal department here, approximately 3 to 4 weeks ago. Nothing's been done. I haven't heard anything from this board on what their pursuit is as far as what they're gonna do with Mr. Saki. I believe he should be removed. I was the one that he threatened on the job site, and where I work at, it's a no tolerance violence. If that happens, the employee is fired. And I'm wondering why Mr. Saki is still appointed to the board, still showing for board meetings, nothing's been done. I'm not going away with this. I'm gonna keep pushing this. It's been in the news now. You guys all seen the news thing last night. This is something that's very serious to me. You know, I shouldn't have to come to work be intimidated that there's a gentleman that, you know, has an issue with me that's gonna show up on a job site where I work at. Thank God there was another employee there at the time this happened. Next time there might not be. I'm just wanting to know what's this board's agenda as far as Mr. Shot, because as I know right now, nothing's being done, nothing's been mentioned, nothing's been said. So I know this is where everything starts. That's why I'm here today, to find out what's gonna happen to Mr. I think he should be removed. That's just my opinion, and the opinion of many people, not just me. Many people believe that he should be removed. In the position he's in, he should not be threatening people on a job site. It's totally, absolutely wrong. So if you guys can take the consideration of that and just, you know, put your heads together and come up with something, because I won't go away. And the news ain't gonna go away. It's just gonna keep going on until something's done the right way. If I gotta go higher up, I'll go higher up, do what I gotta do. But the man needs to be, this is not the guy's first time in terror. Now, a guy in his 50s don't just go onto a job site and just say, oh, I'm gonna threaten this guy today. This has probably happened in his lifetime before. I can't testify that, but I just know people's character. And the way he reacted that day, this is not a one-time incident for this gentleman. And there's other employees that feel the same way I do. Some are scared to come forward because of retaliation, because he does hold a position there, a high position. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid. There's nothing he can really do to me. I mean, besides maybe find me again and threaten me again, I don't know. But I would hope that you guys would really take this into consideration and have him removed and appoint somebody in that position. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else for public comment?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Kristen Nelson, Oakland County Commissioner, District 10. I'll be speaking on the recent investigative report involving Road Commissioner Jim Asheki's conduct. Mr. Chair, I have read the report of investigation regarding that altercation between Oakland County Road Commissioner James Ashaki and Road Commission of Oakland County employee Mr. Walter Mercino that occurred on June 20th of 2025. The investigation concluded that Mr. Asheki violated the workplace conduct policy adopted by the Road Commission by engaging in behavior and making comments that constituted threats of violence, intimidation, and harassment toward a Road Commission employee. The report not only confirms that the Road Commission of Oakland County workplace policies apply to the Board of Road Commissioners, But it also makes clear that the Road Commission of Oakland County itself does not have the authority to discipline or act against a road commissioner. That authority rests solely with the Oakland County Board of Commissioners. I've also read Mr. Shecky's apology letter. It was submitted 3 months after the incident and 20 days after the report was completed. It was addressed to the chairperson of the Road Commission and read aloud, not by Mr. Ashaki himself, but by another person at the last Road Commission meeting. His letter frames the incident as a matter of perception, and he fails to acknowledge that his behavior left employees feeling unsafe. So, Mr. Chair, as the liaison committee to the Road Commission appointments, how will this committee lead? Will the report of investigation make it onto the next LAGO committee for open discussion and review? Will there be deliberation and a recommendation to the full board? Or will this be yet another example of a serious issue quietly disappearing into a majority caucus discussion only to be swept under the rug? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else for public comment? You could just state your name and your residence.
Good morning, my name's Mary Gillis. I'm a resident of Waterford Township. First of all, I wanted to thank you all. I've spoken to you several times over the past 6 months, and I haven't been here for a while, but I want to thank you for what you do. I know it's a thankless job most of the time, and you hear a lot of people complain. The first thing I wanted to talk about was Commissioner Asaki. His threats and intimidation of Walter Mercino are not the first time he's done this. He threatened me in a board meeting. He threatened me, he didn't like what I was saying, and I told him several times to sue me. I'm gonna speak my mind. It's up to the board to decide what they wanna do with it, but I'm always truthful. I tell it how it is. I've got 30 years' experience in this business plus, and I've spent a lot of sleepless nights during the winters, calling out the snowplows, talking to the districts. I've spent countless Christmases, Christmas Eves, and Thanksgivings working to keep this community safe. And our workplace has always been the first in safety throughout the state. We're widely recognized. We have a great workplace, and we are totally committed to keeping the residents of Oakland County safe. We also make good spending decisions for the residents of Oakland County. We spend the funds we get from taxpayers like they're our own. And that's, seriously, we are very careful. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the vacant commissioner position. I don't know if you're looking at that right now, but I'd ask you please to look at resumes this time. Don't just take the handpicked appointee of someone. Look at resumes. Look at what the people do, what their knowledge is. We've had some really great commissioners in the past. Andrea Lalonde. She was here for 6 years. You didn't reappoint her. She was great. She cared about the workforce. She cared about safety. She knew the business. And that's what I'm asking of you. Nancy Quarles has been gone about 5 months now, and we still don't have a third commissioner. Mr. Asaki should resign from his position, but at the very least, you should ask him to leave. He has, this kind of threatening and violence has no place in our workplace. Thank you. Is that my timer?
It is, yeah.
Okay, thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Okay, with that, we'll close public comments for today. Thank you all. All right, transitioning smoothly then into our communications, we have one communication item today. And I would entertain a motion to receive and file the communication titled Road Commission for Oakland County Letter, James Saki. So moved by Commissioner Gershenson and seconded by Commissioner Erickson Gall. Discussion on this, Commissioner Williams.
We received the letter now that I have in front of me. And I do have to agree that the report stated that Mr. Asaki violated workplace policy. I do appreciate people apologizing and taking responsibility for their actions. So I would like to hear from Mr. Asaki personally, because his letter says, for my part, I accept responsibility for any words or actions that may have been perceived as offensive or threatening when the report and witnesses agreed that it violated workplace policy, with our road commission employees still feeling that it's a not safe atmosphere to work in.
Appreciate that. Commissioner Juliet.
I echo Commissioner Loob's thoughts, and as this body, we are supposed to appoint leadership, and that they should lead by example. And I think without doing anything except accepting this letter of perceived wrongdoing, it's setting a very dangerous precedent and message to the rest of the employees at the Road Commission.
I'm gonna jump in right here and just say, all right, so regarding next steps, I'm a little bit, I guess, confused, and I'm grateful that the board chair is here because I'm going to ask for a legal opinion if you don't mind. Per MCL 224.6, subsection 4, I'm just going to read the law verbatim. A county road commissioner appointed under this subsection must not be removed from office before the expiration of his or her term of office without being given written notice of the charges made against him or her, and an opportunity to appear before the Board of Commissioners for a hearing on the charges. And I'm not an attorney, but the word charge is the word that I'm wondering about. I have the RCOC report in front of me also. No, it has not gone to the committee, but I don't know if it would go to LAGO or to EDI, because this is one of those weird split jurisdiction ones. But I don't perceive this to be a charge. I don't know if you need a prosecutor to make a charge or other law enforcement to make a charge. That's the word that I'm curious about. So I guess I would ask Board Chair if you wouldn't mind asking Corp Counsel what the word charge means.
We can get that request, yes.
Thank you.
Can I
Please.
interject?
Yeah.
Charge or no charge, would that then prompt or not prompt a hearing?
Oh, it could.
But if there is no charge, just the circumstances that are before us, I still think that there should be due process in terms of a hearing.
I guess we,
Whether it's considered a charge or a not charge.
yeah, that's interesting. If you could tack that onto the Corp Counsel request. I'm not sure about that one. Any other comments? Okay. Well, then the motion on the floor is to receive and file. And clerk, would you please prompt the vote on that one?
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you very much. We'll move on then. Next, we've got a presentation. It's a legislative update. Jim, if you wanna pop a squat at the front of the table and tell us what's going on up in Lansing.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. What's going on in Lansing is they're resting from a very busy week last week of finishing the budget. I think you all know that they went over the constitutional limit of when it had to be done, which was October 1st. However, they finally sent a budget bill to the governor, who has announced that she's likely to start signing the bill today. She needs time to review it in the event that she wants to veto any items. So it does take a little bit of time to go through the entire budget. I gave to Michael Andrews a legislative analysis of the transportation package that I think you all now have received in your.
It's an attachment on this item, if anyone wants to pull it up.
So the reason I did that is a lot of unique things happened this year in the budget negotiations. One of the more significant obstacles in getting it done was a road plan that the governor really wanted to get done in terms of increasing appropriations to the roads for repairs. She was kind of partnered with the House Speaker, who also felt that this would be a high priority for his caucus. So normally you have a transportation bill within the budget for the department, which we do have. But separate from that is these packages of bills that represent the additional over $1 billion funding for roads. So I thought I would include that. I don't know if you really want to read it, but it's there for you if you are interested. With respect to the budget highlights, the few that I wrote down to bring up here today, in terms of transportation funding in the budget, last year Oakland County received $129 million. The increase for this year brings Oakland's share to $175 million. So that's a pretty decent increase for the county. However, I'm sorry. 129 was your share last year. This year is 175. Now, that's also going to be added to by this road funding package, right? So, secondly, revenue sharing. Your revenue sharing number this year is almost identical as to what it was last year. So there wasn't an increase and there wasn't a decrease. There was a little bit of a battle over the public safety funds for Oakland County of $1.24 million with respect to it going directly to the sheriff, who decides the priorities. That change was made so that the 1.24 goes to the Board of Commissioners, and you guys will direct it to whatever public safety functions you wish to see, okay? That's about it right now. Obviously, I think you're all aware from my past comments that not a lot of policy has been done this year. In terms of records, I think the governor has signed maybe 16 bills, which is a 60-year low for this period of time. So it is the hope of people like me that we can turn to policy matters now that the budget is done and start to work in all the other policy committees to have any changes in the law that people need to be changed. We can see some movement there. So that process, even though they want to start doing policy, this is the time of year that we have a lot of interruptions in session with our hunting break of 2 weeks, our Thanksgiving break, our Christmas break. So as you former legislators know, this is not a very active time of year. So the timing is it'll be interesting to see just exactly what the policy committees do, because there's a lot of bills that have been introduced through the course of this year that have not, have been assigned to committee, but have not had hearings, not had any testimony. So let's hope that the next time I come before you, I'll have some policy issues to report to you. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Commissioner Gershenson.
So the morning after, or the morning that the budget was passed, I got several emails talking about how great it was for the schools. And I was attending a meeting with some of the superintendents who said it was not great for the schools. So I'm very curious about what the cuts were, because I know the per pupil number is higher, but apparently there were other programs that were cut for the schools. Also, Michigan Works had some substantial cuts. I think a couple of their programs were not funded completely. I think it was the Clean Slate program was not funded. But and I think they had maybe 3 line items. I think each one was reduced significantly. So I'd like to get an update on how our Michigan Works department was affected.
Okay, I can't give you that answer right now. I'm gonna have to come back to you.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
But you'll see in this road package that you have, the way we fund education, the sales tax on gasoline went to help the education budget. Now, with this road package, there's no sales tax on gas anymore, so that is a significant cut to education. However, through the budget, they were to hold harmless education, so I can't speak. Yes, you're right, per pupil funding has gone up over last year. However, I can't speak to these other programs and how, I don't even know. You know, I'm talking to the House Policy Budget people yesterday. They're still reading these documents, trying to figure out what exactly the effects are going to be on education and other departments. And if they're confused, these people who have been working on this stuff for years, I can understand the frustration by the education people because they probably don't have a clear understanding.
Right, I mean, they were pretty clear about that they were upset about some of their cuts, so I don't know that they're unsure of what they were.
Okay.
And then again, the Michigan Works piece, if you could just
Yes.
check that out, thank you.
And my gut tells me that this governor is very supportive of education, funding and otherwise. So they're gonna she's gonna hear from them and have the ability to create some vetoes if she feels so.
Thank you.
Commissioner Skull.
Yes, thank you for the update on transportation funding. Do we yet know how revenue sharing is going to shake out? We're still waiting to see.
No, as I mentioned earlier, your revenue sharing fund is the same dollar amount as it was last year.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
That's okay.
Is that across the board, not just for counties, but for municipalities? Is it pretty much, or is there any, just curious?
I can't speak to the breakdown for cities, townships and villages. I just pay attention to my client.
I got it, I understand.
And that they get their fair share, and if we have to take it from the municipals, then we have to do that.
And then,
No comment.
got it, I understand. I'm just waiting for my local council members to start pelting me with questions, that's why I asked. So,
I'm sure if there's a problem, you're gonna hear from them, yes.
I'm gonna refer them to their state representatives.
There you go.
The last is that I had heard that there was an effort to try to backfill sort of some of the Medicaid funding that had been cut at a federal level. It's a complicated issue. Do you have any insight on where that's at?
Yeah, I don't believe that the state feels comfortable in making changes at this point that would reflect a reaction to the federal budget not being done, because those dollars in Medicaid are being affected by the federal shutdown right now. And the state doesn't want to try to address the issues of, say, rural hospitals that seem to be a very serious situation right now. The state doesn't want to change its policy until the feds say, you know, this is what the law is going to do. This is what the federal funding is, how it's going to affect states. So we're kind of in a holding pattern, is what I've been told, until the federal budget has been passed, or the continuing resolution has been passed, so that we would then know what we're getting and what we're not getting, and then we'll have to deal with it then. But it doesn't make any sense to try to manipulate our budget until we know what we're getting from the feds on that, in that area.
Thanks.
Anything else? All right, thank you very much.
Got off easy today.
Driving down, yeah. Drive back safely.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, everyone. Just moving right along then. We've got 3 items today from Human Resources. I would entertain a motion to recommend favorably to Finance item. Actually, I'm just going to, does anyone object to doing them all together? No? All right, so then let's move items 9A, B, and C. Collectively, they are the FYs 26, 7, and 8 collective, oh, and one of them is 29. Collective bargaining agreements for, I'm going to say, various employees. Moved by Commissioner Lubes, seconded by Commissioner Taylor. All right, friends, you wanna tell us about all these agreements?
Good morning, Dan Klempner, I'm in a very small seat, I'm Dan Klempner. I'm our Chief of Labor Relations, pleasure to see you all again, it's small too, but that's okay. This has become a bit of a routine at this point. I know last time I was very long-winded. I will do my best to abbreviate that presentation this time, but I don't want to slack on one thing, and just reminding this body again that you all see me in front of you here today, but in order to get these contracts across the finish line and get a tentative agreement, there is an entire team that works very diligently and deserves some credit as well, and that's, I'll identify them by name. Rosie Wood, Zach Newwood, and Melissa Clark of my office work tirelessly and thanklessly in order to get all of this to the table here. So it's not fair for me to not acknowledge them. Of course, Heather Van Pooker has assisted tremendously as well. She's at the table with us as well. So it really takes an HR village to get to this point. So I appreciate your indulgence in that regard. And that is where I'm gonna spend most of my time today. I just wanna highlight what is probably the likely most important pieces of this, which is the fiscal impact. Much of this may look very familiar to you, but I just want to point a couple things out. I just want to go over the economics of each one of these groups. 3 groups. They're the boiler operators. Those are the folks that keep the power on, so we can do what we do. And then MAPE, which is the Michigan Association of Public Employees. They represent the Children's Village staff. So there's a split there. There's the supervisors, and then there's the non-supervisory. So non-supervisory is like the case coordinators, the youth specialists, and then the supervisors are, by definition, those are the people who supervise. So those are the groups that are identified here. Just very quickly, if I could speak to the IUOE, which is the Boiler Operators Union. You'll notice that the wage increases over the life of the 3-year agreement are 5%, 3.75, and 3.75 respectively, as well as a Me Too for any wages only for the non-represented. If non-represented do better, we will raise them up to that level. And again, the retirement, just want to linger here for a moment, 3 fiscal years, and the percentages are 9, 9, and 12%. And just so everyone's aware, this is a relatively small group of employees. I want to say 14 total. But that might even be high. So it's a relatively small impact, but a meaningful group. So that's that summary. And I'm happy to take any questions, but maybe we do them all at the end in one fell swoop. But it sounds like that's the way to do it. I'm gonna go next to the non-supervisory MAPE folks. Again, youth specialists, case coordinators, boots on the ground for seeing to it that the kids are taken care of. again, it's a 5% in the first year and then 3.75 for the 2 years thereafter. And then you'll notice, just to highlight a little bit of a distinction here, you'll see that in the final year of the contract, their percentage is just slightly lower, and that's because they elected to increase their retiree health savings from $75 to $100 per pay period. So we don't have an unlimited budget, and sometimes you gotta pick and choose where you want your money, and they elected for us to add that there, and so we had to fund that by reducing the 12% as we do for other units down to 11%. Same thing essentially for the supervisors of MAPE, except here I'd like to point out that we do have a 4-year agreement. This is more for the mental health of myself and my team, so that we don't have, so we have a little bit of a stagger with the life of these contracts, and we're not negotiating them all at once, which was a pretty heavy lift this season. So just so you're aware, it's a 4-year contract. The first 3 years look the same. The final year is a 3.0 wage increase for that final year of the contract. And then again, you'll see that those 9s and 11% matches up for the 401. And you'll see that there's the same retiree election to put that added percentage in the retiree health savings account from $75 to $100. With that, I'd like to point out that it was like way more than half of the time it took the last time. So I'm just joking. But if there are any questions, I'm happy to hear them. I know that this group often asks a lot of good questions. So happy to leave myself at your disposal. But other than that, we're asking for your approval. Yes.
Commissioner Lubes.
Do you happen to know if Children's Village is fully staffed?
I am not 100% certain of that. I think there may be some vacancies, but I don't want to speak on behalf of administration there. So the answer is I don't know. I can try to find that out if you want, and then bring that information to.
But maybe staff can, but it relates to the monetary piece. I wondered if the increases would help fully staffed Children's
like for
Village.
like recruitment, essentially.
Yes, yes, and how, the question that you wouldn't be able to answer is how they're managing that at Children's Village.
Yeah, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. That's probably an answer best left to their administration.
yes.
They've got really good management there. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions? Y'all are quite group today. I appreciate it.
It's the weather.
I thank you for calling out other staffers who have worked hard on that. That's like a really big sign of leadership, and I just want to thank you and all of them vicariously through you. So
Thank you. Thanks, Shane. I appreciate it.
yeah. Motion on the table is to recommend 2 finance items A, B, and C. Madam Clerk, please call for the vote.
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice to see everyone again. Thanks.
Moving on then, we've got one item from Parks and Recreation. I would entertain a motion to recommend to finance item 10A, which is an interlocal partnership agreement with the city of Rochester. Moved by Commissioner Erickson Galt and seconded by Commissioner, Juliet. Thank you. Trying to give everyone your name today.
It's the short chair.
I messed it up. Oh, this is the short chair. That's okay. Bring me down to earth.
You'll lift it up. You can lift it up.
No, that's okay. I think it put me in my place.
Kristen, I don't think I've ever seen you in Lago. This is a new place to see your face. Hello. Oh, well, some of us. Right?
Oh, here we go. Now I feel.
Just one of them.
Did you already have a motion?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Happy to be back here. This is part of a complex deal of 4 different, I guess I would say, legs of the stool that are bringing together what we're calling Clinton River Oaks, which is really going to be quite an exceptional, here Alan's going to do the Vanna White for me here. Yep. Exceptional addition to our Oakland County Park system. really a rare opportunity to save some very high quality natural space and create a park in a very heavily populated area of the county. This is Rochester and this is Rochester Hills. And this is the Clinton River. And it has 4 pieces to this overall agreement. And this agreement here is the 4th piece. I want to personally thank our Chairman Woodward and Chairman Johnson for meeting with me and the county executive last Friday and made some tweaks to one of the other pieces of this agreement that I think definitely improved the agreement, and hopefully it will make it something that we can all come together for your consideration on the 16th at your board meeting. So just a reminder of what these pieces are. This is a 128-acre piece of property we are buying from a private owner, a corporation. And as part of this purchase, we are facilitating a major invasive species control project for the sea lamprey. If you're familiar with that, that's the vampire of the oceans and the seas. They suck on the side of fishes and kill them off. Really devastated Great Lakes fisheries over the years. And one of the major spawning points for them is right up here. And what's happened is that there's this bypass river here. And so the Great Lakes Fisheries Commission is going to come in and do a major project here, and they're providing a $300,000 contribution towards the purchase of this property here. This 108-acre portion of what is now Bloomer Park will become part of Clinton River Oaks, including the Yates parking lot, if you're familiar with Yates Cider Mill. So that'll give us a parking lot and a restroom for sort of a turnkey operation park. And a major bypass of the Clinton River Trail comes through here as well. And then the Clinton River Trail had a major washout, and Kristen has taken the lead on pulling the funding together to make that project happen. And we are providing the last gap funding, $700,000, that will bring that project together to the city of Rochester. So then the final piece here is 48 acres that is owned by the city of Rochester, that is subject to a partnership agreement that is before you today. This includes a parking lot that people utilize to access the Clinton River Trail now on Letica Drive. So we'll have both an east and a west entrance, both with free parking, concurrent with our Oakland County Parks millage message last year. Already many trails throughout this area here, some of which are more informal, some are more purpose-built. But it's going to be just a wonderful opportunity to have 3 miles of riverfront property and 280-some acres of Oakland County parkland right here in this community within reach of over 100,000 Oakland County residents within a 15-minute drive. So it's really going to be pretty spectacular when it all comes together, but it has been a complex situation of bringing together multiple pieces at the same time, and each time one of those legs got a little bit shaky, the whole thing started to tilt over. So, I'll be over at Finance tomorrow to discuss some of the other pieces. And as I said, I'm hoping they all come together on the 16th. This is an agreement for 19 years. There's no cost to the county for this 48 acres in terms of acquisition. Of course, we'll have the costs related to operating the park and any improvements to the park. And it's a partnership very much built on the same similar terms of the other partnerships that we've entered into with Pontiac, Southfield, Oak Park, Farmington Hills, et cetera, where we collaborate with the city government over the decisions regarding the management of the property. Right now, this property is it's not a park. It's essentially a wild land that has some trails that people have informally created throughout there. There's actually, I think, an old World War II bunker back there, so we're interested to see what that looks like. Like a training bunker, not a frontline bunker, the war, but at any rate, happy to take any questions you might have. We're really excited to see this come together.
Commissioner Lubes.
The resolution reports shall establish all park fees and charges for the park. Are there entry fees for this?
No, there'll be no entry fees for the park in conjunction with our millage commitment.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Gershenson.
So where's the $4 million?
So that'll be at finance tomorrow. I think we have an agreement to stay with the $4 million, but to change the terms of the agreement to be more reflective of us having autonomy over the property, similar to like a lease. So we won't have to, confer with the city government over management of the property and improvements, and it'll be fully advertised as an Oakland County park.
Commissioner Gershenson, that item passed LAGO last time, but then it was not.
I do remember that whole discussion. I just didn't remember we're
We're just
giving.
we have to amend the agreement tomorrow in finance
I see.
to reflect those terms.
And so we're giving Rochester $4 million?
$4 million for 30 years use of that property.
Hills.
Hills.
Rochester Hills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rochester City, there's no payment, although we are providing the $700,000 grant for their trail restoration.
Got it, thank you.
Commissioner Erickson, I saw your hand kind of wavering.
The only, and I apologize if I missed this, one of the things I'm most excited about is this is an area of our county that has not yet been touched by county parks. And I love that we're keeping with that, primary goal of making sure that Oakland County parks are everywhere in Oakland County. So thank you for sticking with us through all the trials and tribulations and making sure that this came together, because I'm very excited about this project.
And thank you for saying. So in the last 4 years, we've gone from 70% of the county residents within a 15-minute drive to, with this and the heritage agreement coming on, we'll be at 90%.
That's excellent.
That's very good, yeah, Commissioner.
Being in that 10%, I'm really looking forward to meeting that
So we have
goal.
one in the hopper that you know about, so
Yeah.
hopefully that'll be one of the next to come along.
Kristen.
And for those that don't know me, I'm Kristen Wiltfing. I'm in the Economic Development
Thank
Department
you,
in the Planning
Kristen.
Division.
Sorry, Kristen.
No, it's all good.
I just assumed everybody knew you.
I just wanted to mention, we have 2 cross-state trails in Oakland County. So we've got the Iron Bell Trail that comes up out of Detroit and goes all the way up to the Upper Peninsula for the biking route. And then we have the Great Lake to Lake Trail that goes from Lake Michigan to Lake Huron. This stretch is where those 2 cross-state trails link.
Yeah.
This is where the confluence is of those. So this is a very important stretch from a regional and statewide trail perspective. And I don't know if folks realize, but there's about a 120-foot gap in the trail right now because it was washed out. And I know we covered that at the last LAGO meeting, but the pond, Alan, I don't know if you can hear. Oh, thank you. I'll be but there's a forested wetland in this area. We went back to the 1963 aerial photos, and it was very much a forested area with a little bit of water. And I'm pretty sure when the Grand Trunk Railroad came through in the late 1880s, that they didn't intend for it to be a dam. So a lot of the stormwater is now flowing into this area, which is why you see it as a pond. And that washed away last July and washed about a 120-foot gap in the trail. This is not just a minor pothole. This is a massive, massive issue on the trail, and it's closed it for over a year now. So we also have a heron rookery in that area. It's actually a heronry. I learned that the other day. That's the appropriate term. But this is the nesting habitat for where they use the standing dead trees and they build their nests. So this whole area is very ecologically sensitive. It is such a treasure and a gem in Oakland County. And it's a trout stream. It's part of the Clinton-Kalamazoo Canal, if you follow that. If you're familiar with the Erie Canal, it's very similar to that. There's a stretch of it that was improved for that. In Bloomer Park, Howard Bloomer, he was tied to the Dodge family. He was one of the attorneys, but he was one of the founding members of the state park system. So this has tremendous history, tremendous ecological.
Bloomer used to be a state park.
It used to be, yep. It was one of the very first. So there also used to be a ski jump. They actually used to jump toward the river. If you've seen the pictures, it's terrifying. So,
Yeah.
but it is
I think
such
they
a
spin the
special
herd a
place.
little bit.
This is such a rare opportunity. I will just thank you for your consideration on this particular item today.
Commissioner Taylor.
Just a quick question, are you thinking about doing historical placards, since there's so much history that no common person would know?
Yeah, yep, we actually have several of them installed, so what we refer to as the Bloomer Cutoff, or Rochester Junction. So again, I mentioned this is the confluence of where two cross-state trails are. This is also where two railroad tracks came together. So you had the Michigan Central, does anybody use the Paint Creek Trail? So Michigan Central is that railroad, so that comes up out of Detroit and you'll see the old rail bed comes up right through here. And then it used to go right through downtown Rochester on up to what we now know as the Paint Creek Trail. That's Michigan Central. Then the Grand Trunk used to go right through here, and they actually shared this set of tracks. And so there's a switch station right here, so if you're familiar with where the shade shelter is, that's where the switch was for the two railroads. And so there's a historic marker that talks about Howard Bloomer, some of the significance of this area installed right there. And then I know the Rochester Hills Museum has done a tremendous job installing some of the placards for the Clinton-Kalamazoo Canal. Chris mentioned Bunker Park, that's where the flash bombs, they would test those. And so the museum has quite an extensive history of photos there too. There's some tragedies in that area as well, so. Again, this is a very special place. It's a great opportunity.
It's pretty exciting, and there is a brownfield property to the west here that may eventually be able to be tied into this to bring it straight downtown into Rochester as part of their reclamation project. So this is pretty exciting.
Yep.
Commissioner Christensen.
There's actually a second washout occurring over in that location. So part of those funds will also be to address the washout in that area too. Water always wins.
Well, Kristen, thanks for your enthusiasm. That really brings life to this whole project. I really appreciate that, and I wanted you to know that this board has worked with other communities to establish historical markers. We did that in Pontiac, and maybe that's something that they want to consider.
Sure.
Anything else? I'm so excited. Y'all know my thoughts, so I'll say more later, but thank you.
All right.
Motion on the table is to recommend to finance. Madam Clerk, please prompt the vote.
Where's the financial piece? Commissioner Jumper.
Oh, I hit save, yes. Yeah. Sorry,
Okay, you have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
awesome. Thank you very much, everyone. See y'all tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. All gonna be kayaking.
Yeah.
And then moving on, we've got just a discussion item next, although we could move if we wanted to. But we have a appointment opening on the Michigan Department of Human Services Oakland County Agency Board. This is item 11A. So we've got 3 Oakland County residents who are not elected, and they all have 3-year terms. The one seat that is up, and I'm not seeing her name.
Renee Dudley. Renee Dudley.
I'm sorry.
Renee Dudley.
That is it, yeah, but I still don't.
Oh, the app.
Oh my God, it's literally the first 2 words. Anyway, yes, she's been serving a really long time. I'm impressed by her wanting to keep doing this.
Me too.
But her term does expire at the end of this month. She is eager to be reappointed if we are so interested. So this is a opportunity to have that conversation. Commissioner Kirshenson.
Well, she's a real gem, and this is a thankless job, so I'm grateful she's still interested. So I'd like to make a motion to reappoint her.
All right, Commissioner Taylor, sorry, next.
Full disclosure, she's a personal friend of mine.
Oh.
She wants this, she loves this, she lives this.
Yeah.
I've heard it for years. Anyway, she would be a great person, but full disclosure, she is a personal friend.
But would you second Commissioner Gershen's?
I will second.
Okay. Commissioner Erickson Galt, did you have discussion on
Oh,
the
I
motion?
was just gonna second the motion,
All right. Any other discussion then? Again, I commend the long time, it's a long time to serve on any board, especially one that is so thankless and yes. Well, the motion on the floor then is to reappoint Dr. Grenade Dudley for another 3-year term.
Recommend the board.
To recommend to the board, yes. Madam Clerk, please, magic.
Recommend to reappoint Dr. Dudley.
Correct.
I'll fix the language in the actual
Okay.
motion. You have 7 yeas, 0 nays?
Awesome. Just in time, Commissioner.
Oh.
And that concludes our regular agenda. Does anyone have any other business or new business today? Commissioner Lubes.
I just wanted to note that Ageways, formerly Area Agency on Aging, changed their bylaws. So Ageways represents 6 counties, and each county is responsible for sending a commissioner to Ageways, which I am the commissioner, and I have attended each meeting
Oh, you're back?
since, yes.
Yeah, oh, great.
And we also have an older adult representative from Oakland County. But we've always had a quorum in my era. And what staff at Ageways decided was that some of the other counties have an assigned commissioner or older person representative who doesn't participate. So now they'd like to interview anyone appointed by the counties before accepting them as a board member. So I wanted to note that change to you. Doesn't, we in Oakland County, because the office is in Oakland County, it's easy for us to travel to, but apparently other counties don't do that, and I just wanted to note the change for the future, that they would interview someone for the board of director position.
Commissioner Gershenson.
With the board of okay, so I just wanna get clarification, cause that is our appointment. So are you saying they wanna see the resumes before and send us a recommendation?
They would
Because-
actually interview the person before.
Yeah, before we get the applications, because otherwise we're appointing. No, is there a different, Pam?
I saw the email that Commissioner Lubes is referencing. They changed their bylaws, so they no longer need us to appoint their members.
Oh, at all?
So they changed their bylaws.
Okay, I didn't understand that. So there is no more board appointment?
There is
They're
board
appointing
appointment,
themselves.
but they wanna interview the person ahead of time. So we still have influence, but they would wanna interview the person.
So just to clarify, this is no longer a board appointment. We're not appointing the representative. They're bringing forth a
We can give
suggestion to us.
recommendations, yes.
Commissioner
We can
Woodward.
give recommendations for interviews.
So was Ageways or Area Agency on Aging, were they created by state statute or were they created on their own?
Oh, you might ask staff that.
Okay, yeah, I think
State statutes.
the state statute created it, and I'm pretty sure state statute said there shall be a board of commissioner appointee.
I think the legislation just recently changed, so it doesn't really, it says that, area agencies will be established in different areas of the state, but there's not any specifics on who appoints them anymore, and now that we've got notification that they changed their bylaws, it's my understanding that the appointments would no longer come through as a recommendation from the board.
Can we get I guess an accounting of the county funds that we sent to Ageways?
Oh, hello. Been summoned.
Oh, just like that.
So by state statute, the commissioners appoint the commissioner that sits on the board.
Okay.
The bylaws dictated that there can be additional older adult representatives that sit on the board as well. By changing the bylaws, they're changing up that makeup of the board.
But statute says that the
The
board
county
appoints,
commissioner,
well, then they can't change that.
no, and that's not what's being changed.
Right.
They are just changing the older adult representative
Okay.
position on the board.
So your appointment is safe?
Yeah.
It's the non-commissioners that we're talking, oh, interesting.
And is that a
And I think
member
we
of-
have a good in Oakland County, we have a good
Oh, yeah.
relationship with Ageway. So any recommendation would have a strong influence. They're doing this mainly for the other counties who have not sent anyone to represent their counties.
And is our senior appointee Jim Ellison? Or
No.
is it somebody from the public that we appoint? Oh, it's
Yes.
it's John Eric,
Right.
oh, who wants to be reappointed.
Yes.
Right, and he participates.
Commissioner, that's an interesting point because I feel like it should be Jim Ellison. That just feels correct to me based on his job. Not that I mind having someone else, but when you mentioned that, that does kind of fit.
You know,
Right.
Mr. Ellison is out of work because he fell at work, maybe almost
Oh, I didn't know that.
2.5 months ago,
Oh, no
3
way.
months ago.
Oh.
It injured his shoulder, so no surgery, just
So we should.
an injury.
He's recovering.
Oh, yeah.
He's recovering. I've seen him out and about.
And let me take this opportunity to say that John Eric is committed to this position and does want to be reappointed, however that works out. He's been a very valuable participant and is very committed.
How many counties are in that?
6.
6.
Is it like, is Bay County the hard, like how far away are we talking?
They have St. Clair County,
Yeah,
Washtenaw
it's a
County.
regional, it's a
Livingston
regional
County,
appointment, so you have basically like, I think it's Washtenaw, Livingston, Oakland, Macomb, St. Clair, Wayne,
yes.
some of these type of.
Interesting.
Thanks, Benny.
Yeah,
I just wanted to put that on your
No.
radar that.
No, thank you.
I appreciate it. Anything else?
Representing us well.
All right, we'll call this meeting adjourned. It's 10:11 a.m.
Right.